What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We are jumping into the next one on our Megan the Piano Teacher journey. Get up and show her all the love of the world. I asked some questions during our last classical symphony. We always see perfection. We always see, like, just as good as it gets performances from orchestras around the world. Like, they're drilled into it till it gets it absolutely perfect. But what happens when something goes wrong? What happens if a string were to break? What happens if anything happened to any of those people or their instruments? Like, what happens to the show? How's it go? Do they ever fail? And Brian has given us an answer. He said to definitely check this one out. Shout out to you, Brian. I appreciate it. Get over, show Megan, the piano teacher, all the love in the world. Let's go learn what happens about the worst classical performances ever. See how that goes, because we always see perfect.
They say that failure is just a part of life, and it's certainly a part of classical music. Sadly, I can't attest from personal experience. Today, we're reacting to a video of the supposed worst classical performances of all time. Bold claim. And if you're a returning viewer to the channel, you know we're gonna have to over-intellectualize this. So each of these failed performances will be placed in a category of not a fail, this could happen to anyone, someone here failed but it wasn't the performer, or genuine fail. Go practice to atone for your sins. Let's get into it.
Now.
Appreciate that note that this is not in any way meant to criticize or shame or demean any of these performers, but really just to show that rough performances are totally normal and maybe see what we can learn.
Yeah, that's what I figured. They had to be totally normal. I figured somebody had to fail along the way. Nobody is absolutely perfect every single time. It's just not the way that us humans are designed. We have flaws. We make mistakes. No matter how many times you practice something, anything could go wrong. Environmental factors, problems with instruments, it's all kinds of things that could technically happen, but we only see the perfection side of it.
Avoid the problems that these performers had. And you know, maybe a good chuckle or two along the way. The intro section of that seemed pretty good overall.
I was gonna say, it sounds completely normal to me. Maybe if there's a mistake made, I, as someone who does not know much about classical music, maybe you wouldn't even notice. Or maybe I would. I have no idea. This sounds off. Obviously, this is a tune that I think everybody has heard at some point or another. So you might be able to tell. I guess if you know what it's supposed to sound like, you would be quick to catch a mistake, or you would just maybe it would make you feel a little off. Like, wait a minute, what just happened there? Something wasn't quite right.
Okay, well, that introduction definitely lulled me into a false sense of security. That was physically painful to watch and to listen to. I think the comment on the screen there about it sounding like a relatively proficient student sight reading while wearing gloves was pretty accurate. But there were moments hidden in there that showed a talented pianist who was just woefully unprepared. Given that this is a pageant, it's hard to say who is primarily at fault here. If this girl was forced or pressured into playing a piece she had no business playing by a coach or a teacher or even a parent, which is 100% possible. I had a lot of friends in high school.
That's why you should always be upfront and honest with somebody. If they're not good, you should tell them that they're not good. Don't let them take that stage and make a fool out of themselves. Just tell them, hey, you can do it in a tactful way. You can say, look, maybe we should get with a trainer. Maybe we should keep at it for a little bit longer. You don't have to crush their dreams, but people need to start being honest. Don't just be like, man, you're so good, and put people out there to the world only to watch them fall on their face.
In college who did pageants, and many of them had very little say over what they did, what they wore, what they ate leading up to a pageant. And if that's the case, then it's hard for me to blame her. But if she chose this piece, knowing the time constraints on the preparation and performance, I have less sympathy. So it's hard to say, but since this video is just getting started, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and put this in someone failed here, but it might not have been her.
Hey, that's fair. I'm just saying. Yeah. When I think Ron Jeremy, I definitely don't think pianist. I think it's something very close to that, but not a piano player. On the real, though, he plays better than I would be able to play. Gotta give him some credit.
Well, that was highly unexpected and not
very
in a good
unexpected.
Way. That did sound like an arrangement
in a good
of
way
his
and
own
a bad
invention
way
of the Chopin. So that's creative. And the best I can say for his technique is that the bench distance isn't horrible. So this is a genuine fail for sure. Maybe he has a keyboard in jail, and if so, I would recommend starting from the absolute basics. I highly doubt he knows how to read music, so I would suggest starting with a comprehensive method like the Faber Adult Piano Adventures course, and working a lot on sight reading. And if you also need to work on your sight reading, I have a sight reading series on my channel with part 3 coming out next week, so be sure to subscribe. Okay, just for fun, here's Song Jin Cho playing the beginning of the first scherzo, in case you're not familiar with the piece. And let's go back to Cindy's rendition. Doesn't even sound like the same piece. It almost sounds like a jazz rendition.
Sounds like a completely different song.
Almost.
That's one of those ones where I might have to get up and leave. It's like what I believed all classical music was prior to me actually being mature enough to sit down and listen to something all the way through. pink as the lid.
Okay, this one was much more painful to watch for me than the first one. The video quality isn't great, so I can't exactly tell, but it looks like she might have long nails. I almost hope that's the case because that would at least partially explain how atrocious the technique is here. There's some very nice voicing in the middle section.
She's
and there's
so
again
polite
some
in the way that
impressive
she does
moments
it.
hidden, very well hidden, in the mess. It's clear she spent some time studying and practicing the piano, probably many years. And I completely agree with the original poster of this video. Something like Bergmüller's The Storm would be a great piece for her. It's about 1/10 as difficult as the Chopin First Scherzo, but if you play it at a really fast tempo and you're really dramatic with the dynamics, the untrained ear is gonna have no idea how easy it is.
It really sounds like she's just beating on the keys at this point. Like like we've lost track of where we were somehow, and decided let's just beat on the keys. That's yeah, that's
I was
horrifying.
about to give Cindy the same benefit of the doubt I gave our first pageant contestant, but she's doing it again? And I think it is actually worse this time. I think the piano is just mic'd up a little better so you can hear some of those nice moments a little more clearly, but I actually think it has fewer correct notes this time. And her technique makes my wrists and forearms hurt just watching it. So after the initial performance alone, I might have blamed that on a teacher or a coach. But to do it again after that first performance, it's not any
You might
better
still be able to blame it on her friends and family that kept telling her to keep getting out there.
Oh, probably worse. I am going to have to go with genuine fail for this one. Now, it does raise the interesting question of how did she score in the talent portion of these pageants? Because I guess if she did really well the first time, it's hard to blame her for not fixing something that got her a good score. But still, could you look yourself in the mirror after doing that to Chopin? I certainly couldn't.
You would never catch me on a stage on a piano.
Okay, I agree. This one's not too bad. There's a lot more of the right notes
It wasn't
and
as
some more
horrible as some
musicality
of
in this
those
performance. There's some genuinely impressive moments in there. She's also much less painful to watch. Her technique does not appear to be actively giving her carpal tunnel. So I'm gonna give her the same benefit of the doubt as the first pianist. Who knows who was in charge of what she played here? So I'm gonna go with someone's fail, but maybe not hers.
Don't answer. Let it rain.
Yeah, the only person failing here was the audience member. I would have done the same thing. And his, oh, don't answer it, just let it ring, is very appropriately snarky in this case.
Yeah.
Someone else's fail.
I would have definitely, like, I would never go to another public concert again if it was my phone that happened to be going off. If I was the one that ruined it for everyone else, well, I'm leaving before it's over so they don't catch me in the parking lot. Because I don't know, there's just some things that are unexcusable, and to me, that's definitely one of them.
for sure. Oh no, Cindy's back.
Poor Cindy. Why does it feel like they're playing in fast forward? Slow down a little bit.
Dare I say that was worse than the scherzo? I think this piece is a little easier than the first scherzo, so I was just expecting more correct notes. And yet the beginning was just awful in terms of interpretation. Why play it at all if you're going to play it like that? Just skip to the capriccioso section. I actually played this piece in my undergrad and I was in a bit of a time crunch to learn it and memorize it for my end of semester exam. So I just played it at a little bit of a slower tempo than the lightning fast rendition you hear in many recordings. And I and my teacher came to like it at that slightly slower tempo.
I'm gonna
It's supposed
say
to be
it would sound like it would be better slower.
capricious and not frantic. So there's just so many things that she could have done differently, different choices she could have made that would have improved this so much that wouldn't have
Maybe
even
try the
required
guitar?
extra practice time. Although extra practice time would also be good. So sadly for Cindy, this is not personal at all, but I am going to have to call this one another fail.
Saw it out.
Look, I'm not a violinist, so I don't want to judge too harshly something I certainly couldn't do. It doesn't sound
Precisely. I mean, if I picked up a violin, it would probably be a bad day. That's being said, I like the violin. I love me a good fiddle. I like, yeah, but I did not like that. That sounded harsh. It sounded obscene.
great. It looks like she
Right.
probably spent most of her pageant preparation toning those arms. She definitely looks great. I have a handful of string players in my audience, so you guys please weigh in. Should we give her the benefit of the doubt that a teacher might have forced her into this, or was this a legit fail? I'll let you guys be the judge.
What the hell was that? There we go, breaking strings. What do you do if you break a string during a piano piece? What's the correct etiquette? Do you stop, fix it, and then continue? You just keep going on, even though you're gonna be obviously missing out on some notes or making a racket with a broken string.
I've never broken a string, but it has happened to many friends and colleagues of mine. It really is pretty uncontrollable, so this is not a fail. This is something that could happen to anyone.
Yeah, I'm just genuinely curious for all my folks out there, all the classical trained pianists that we have. What do you do if you break a string during a performance? What is the correct way to handle it?
I have so many questions
Yo.
about what is going on here. This appears to be a legit orchestra rehearsal, and it sounds like this woman might have some actual vocal training, but it's just way, way out of her range.
Way out
And
of
my
her
original
range.
thought was maybe she's sick or she has a sore throat or something, but in that case, she'd probably be saving her voice and marking or not fully singing out. The other possibility, this looks like it could be a university orchestra or something like that, and sometimes there will be a big donor who fancies himself a performer, and the orchestra will oblige them to keep the cash flowing. She definitely looks very into it. It does not appear that anyone is forcing her to do anything that she does not want to do,
like
so I'm gonna have to go
fail.
with legit fail for this one. Okay, the movie clip is especially funny to me because one of the things that I do is I use Canva to find B-roll clips for my videos. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when you can tell that the person playing piano in a B-roll clip has absolutely no idea what they're doing. They're moving their fingers in such a totally illogical way. I know that many people might not spot that or it might not bother them, but
You might catch me with that one. I might not be one of the ones that can spot it. I mean, I would be able to tell if you don't press a key and a tone sounds. I'll know that you're not like pressing the right keys. But if you're on point with where your hand placement is and the way that you put it, you might be able to fool me. I might be like,
I cannot use those clips. So the
unless
movie
the
clip is
highs were on
especially
the
funny to
lows
me.
and the lows were on the highs. What the? What's that? That sound like a. What was that? Sound like an elephant came in the room. Did he sneeze into his instrument? That's where they got the yell for Tarzan.
These last few, the voice crack, the frog note, the equipment malfunction, these are all not fails. They could happen to anyone. Broken strings and tragic page turns, they just happen. I was once attending a performance where a violinist's peg slipped in the middle of their playing because the concert hall was so cold. So it's just a part of life. We all have these stories. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, had a few laughs, and maybe feel a little bit better about some of your own performance fails from the past. We all have them. Please comment your suggestions for any future videos I should react to. And as always, thank you so much for watching and happy practicing.
Hey, we don't normally do reactions to reactions, but this was a well-spoken. We know Megan, the piano teacher, knows exactly what the hell she's talking about. I'm genuinely curious about what do you do? Imagine the talk you're gonna get for sneezing into your instrument. I could see breaking a string. That's something that can happen to anybody, but like I'm genuinely curious. Do you just keep going? Do you stop? If you're that good, you can stop and switch out a string before it's your part again. How's that all go? On a piano, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit harder. You might need to call in a little piano mechanic to help you with that. But on a violin, on a guitar, something like that, what's the appropriate course of action? Get over it. Show Megan, the piano teacher, all the love in the world. I would hate to be the guy that got smacked in the head by the top of the damn hammer coming off. Shout out to him. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the dislike button, but it won't believe you. Tell the next one of my Combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe, but let me to the moon and back. Peace.